Good morning. Welcome to a day in the life of Nale. I've been really bored and I want to edit something, so I decided I'm gonna vlog today.
And there's a centipede naked in your bedroom. Oh, and you swear to God.
So I woke up at 9. It's now 9:15. I brushed my teeth, and then I'm too lazy to get ready for the day because I'm not going anywhere, and I just want to finish schoolwork. I'm gonna do my schoolwork, and I try to stay off of any social media before 1 o'clock. I already failed this morning, and you know what? It just made me depressed and kind of sad and anxious. And so this will remind me to stay off of social media before 1. I finished my finance class and my math class, as you can see, and I still have art class, but I'm gonna go eat first and maybe take a shower.
It's a priest from a past life out to get you. And I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect evening. I try my best to put the priest inside a jam jar.
I always put on sunscreen as if I'm gonna leave the house, just to be protected, And the days that I put on sunscreen are the days that I do not see the outside at all. And the days I don't wear sunscreen, I just get burnt up on the very days I leave the house. So today we're supposed to go to the grocery store, so that means I'll be leaving the house. So I gotta be protected,
Now that I'm kind of ready for the day, I'm just going to probably turn on some YouTubers. Let's be honest, either the Dropouts podcast or Jake and Johnny. And I'm going to finish my art.
And I must admit, he's staring with a vengeance. Oh, and I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. And I try my best to prove that nothing's out to get you.
Okay, I just finished my art class, all my schoolwork, and it is 1:51 p.m. I'm gonna wait for my mom to get done on the parent-teacher Zoom with my brother, and then we're gonna go to the store. In the meantime, I'm gonna continue watching podcasts.
They say I look good, they say I look hot, they say I look pretty, can't tell me oh no, I'm feeling so sexy, I'm feeling so sexy, a bitch look good, a bitch look hot, a bitch look pretty, a bitch look hot, I'm feeling so sexy, I'm feeling so sexy.
That was a successful grocery haul. Got everything on the list, and these chips. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit and chat because what else am I gonna do? I literally cannot talk to anyone except for my family. My dad is feeling sick and I am terrified of germs, so I'm hiding in my room. My mom is painting and my brother is doing schoolwork, so they're all off the table. So I'm all by myself today. And you know what? That's okay because I'm all by myself every day, and when I'm old and I'm all alone, this is my preparation because I'm gonna need to know how to be on my own, and some people just don't know how to do that. It is a little bit sad and lonely. I do miss talking and interacting with people, but It's just saving it up and making the moments that I do interact with people a little bit more special. So let's just give a little bit of a life update, because I know I have the monthly vlogs, but those are more like out of context moments of my month that don't really make any sense, and I never explain what's going on. So let's just sit down and have a little chit chat. I don't know why it is that when I talk to a camera, I stop breathing completely. So when I stop talking, I'm just like, it's just breathing noises. So I really apologize for that. I've noticed me doing that when I edit so many of my videos, because I'm a little bit self-absorbed. Anywho, since you are all asking, here is what's been going on in my life. We were in Utah, having a grand old day. I was feeling very overwhelmed because I was booked almost every single day, and honestly, I miss it. The grass is always greener. And you know what? Green grass, except for I was not looking forward, because I'm in Florida now. I was not looking forward to Florida, just because of the culture of Florida. It's very conservative and a little bit scary. Also, there are none of my people out here. I mean, there are, and I pray for everyone in Florida who are my people, who have to deal with living here constantly. But I just haven't seen any of them. I try to look so cool when I leave the house, because listen, I don't leave the house often, and when I don't look cool, I don't feel cool. And being cool is a huge part to me, okay? It's really important to me. So I just feel very uncool, and while I'm here. And I'm not gonna get all dressed up for doing nothing. I'm not gonna do my makeup, because then I have to wash my face, and let me tell you, I'm a little bit lazy. I will wash my face when I have to, and I'll at least wash my face every other day. And I usually wash it every day, but I really don't like being forced to, especially if I'm tired. So I don't like doing my makeup unless I have to, except for I love doing my makeup. And I've run out of eyeliner, and it's really a problem, because how am I supposed to look so sexy and free when I don't have eyeliner? It's really a tragedy, honestly. But oh well, that's just life, I guess. Anyway, we're in Florida now, and you know what? It has been really nice to be somewhere warmer, because I'm telling you, the cold was getting to me. And you know what? I can't tell you that I feel necessarily any better in Florida. I just feel different. I just switched from feeling anxious and drained to feeling bored and lonely. Not necessarily better feelings, but definitely different. And sometimes we need a little bit of change in our life. Anyway, this is not a boohoo me. I love to complain, but I feel bad about it, so I'm not gonna complain, because honestly, complaining is a little bit lame. It's better just to be grateful for things, I guess. And that's just for me. Listen, I'm not gonna judge anyone else unless you're rich. I do judge you a little bit. But who knows? I'm richer than some people in the world, and you know what? They can judge me too, because, hey guys, capitalism is uncool. And can't we all just be rich? Hey, I'm Nale, and I'm campaigning for everyone to be rich. Okay, let's talk about that out, actually. You know how we were planning on sending like millions of dollars to Israel to fund the genocide? And then I was watching a video, and he was just listing all the things that we could do with those millions of dollars besides send them to fund a genocide. And it was like curing homelessness, better health, like free health care, free schooling, and raising the minimum wage. I'll think things like that, life-changing things for us people in America. And let me just say, I was a little bit angry, because currently I have no job, because I can't work because I'm on the road, and I can't work for my parents right now. So I'm just, except for I do get paid a little bit every once in a while from artwork, which is really super cool and super sick. And I'm saving up that money to get a tattoo and a piercing. I'm so excited. I want an eyebrow piercing, but I was just talking to one of my friends. She said it can scab over and just look like blackheads. I don't know if that's true. My hair hangs over this eyebrow anyway, which is where I would get it. So I don't know if that's big, if it's that big of a deal. I wasn't planning on getting it super soon though, so I have time to do research. See what happens when you leave me alone? I've just become a yapper. I haven't been able to talk to anyone except for my mom, and my mom's great, but there's only so much that I can tell my mom over and over and over again. And you know what? Maybe I won't feel ashamed of being a yapper because I love Tara Yummy. And I'm not new to the game, okay? I used to be a huge Tara Yummy fan, Jake Weber fan, back in 2019, which seems very recent, except for it was 5 years ago. And I stopped for a little bit because they reminded me of an old friend, and I didn't really want to watch them anymore because we bonded over that. And I was just like, yeah, sorry, I gotta go. But then, I saw a clip of Tara, Jake, and Johnny, and then I went and checked them out, and I saw Tara and Jake breakup video, and I was like, you know what? I forgot how much you guys are so cool, and I love you, so I got back into it. So I don't know if that counts as being an OG, but I'm gonna say I'm an OG. I'm an OG. Anyway, Tara is a yapper, and she's just a god. So she's a goddess. So maybe I can be just like her, and I won't let my yapping feel shamed, though it might. Anywho, as I've been trying to say since the beginning, I forgot. I literally, a little update. Yeah, so in Florida, been a little bit bored, been a little bit cooped up, but I will not lie, it has not been all bad. There's been really good moments. Like, we got to, my aunt lives down here, and she hosts, along with some some of my cousins and uncles, a luau. And so we went and watched, and that was super fun. We got free food, I think. I mean, we got all the leftovers. So that was awesome. And you know what? It was so cool. I love dancing. I love dances. I love all the dances. And so I just really loved watching the people dance, And you know what? The other day, last week, I don't really remember the days they mold, but one of these days, when we were in one of the B&Bs, I got a little bit of a migraine. I had to put my sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night, like that one song. So I put my sunglasses on, and I was watching Mike's Mike with them on. And my mom, she realized, oh, she has a migraine. And I was like, that's true. And so she booked me an eye doctor appointment the next day because she thinks maybe she gets migraines because of because of her bad eyesight. So I went in there, and we were chilling, and they were testing all my eye stuff. This eye is worse than the other, and but I don't need glasses, so that's good. So we were just chatting, and then they were like, I need to check your eyes again to me, and I was like, oh, what did I do? And so we checked them again, and she was like, the back of your eyes are bumpy. The nerve endings or whatever, they're inflamed. And you know what that means? It means you either have a tumor or your birth control is causing it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you said tumor. So she was like, I'm recommending to you to go to the ER right now in Tampa. The ER in Tampa. Shout out to the ER in Tampa. You guys were super cool. So I went to the ER in Tampa, and it was kind of scary. When I said I was afraid of germs, I was not lying. I am afraid of germs. I felt really uncomfortable and nervous. I thought that I was gonna get sick, and it was a little bit spooky in there. I have never been into an ER, at least I haven't been since I was like 5, and my stomach hurt, and all they said was I need to poo. So that wasn't the case. They took me, just because I'm 17 for another 1.5 weeks, I got to go to the kids room, and it was the most Florida kids ER ever. We were all just sitting there on the edge of our seat, kind of not breathing, as I've been known to do, and they had to do what do they do on a pregnant person with the goop? You know what I'm saying? They goop the belly and they look inside. Yeah, that's what they did, but to my eyeballs. And the doctor there, me and my dad decided that he was giving the doctor that gestated a new girl. He was absolutely fantastic. He should have honestly been a comedian making me laugh. Also, I was wearing my Bikini Kill shirt because, we love Bikini Kill in this house. Kathleen, Hannah, love you. And he was like, Bikini Kill? You're too young to know who that is. And I was like, you're too man to know who it is. Well, that's not what I said, but that's what I was thinking. And we bonded over it, and he was like, I can't believe, do you actually know it? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I went to her concert last year. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And we connected over that. They're like, the only way to know if it's really a tumor is it's puncture. I don't know what exactly, but they said puncture. And I was like, oh, that's kind of spooky, because they needed to let out the liquid. But we talked to the doctor, and he looked at it, and he was like, I don't think you need to let out the liquid. There's no tumor in there. So I was like, oh, good. But luckily for me, they had an eye doctor in the house, specialized in this kind of thing. And so I went to the other side, to the adult room, and it was for eyes. And he just like stuck a little flashlight and gave a little look-see-loo, and he was like, there's no tumor in there. You're just born with bumpy eyes. It's rare, but some people are just born that way. And I was like, okay, Lady Gaga, I'm born this way. So, you know, it all turned out okay, but it was scary. I've never been to the ER in a long, long time. And I'm very grateful that when I did go to the ER, it was just for something like that, and I was all okay. Listen, I'm gonna have responsibilities, and maybe this will affect my future, but I don't want to think about that right now. I just want to have fun. The only problem that I do have with this is that I'm telling all my stories here, and the people who do watch my videos are, in fact, my friends. And so when I go to tell my friends these stories, they're gonna already know them. And that's really sad, because I love to talk. I love to tell stories. So in whole, what I've been doing this past few months, I've been eating. I went to the luau. I went to a gallery. I went to a movie. And I went to the ER. Pretty eventful, if I do say so myself. I did get to go to, I was very excited, I got to go to a goth store. However, it was disappointing, Tampa. It was. The alternative scene, it's like, you know, it's cool. And you know what's not cool? Being $60 for, I'll be honest, cheap materials. And I say this calling myself an alt, and I know I don't look it in my eyes right now, but believe me, in my head it's true. And I swear I'm not and that's another thing. People just love to hate. They love to hate. Like, why are we hating on Caroline Carr, or whatever her name is? Like, she is just a girl in the world doing her thing, and she looks boss. Like, she looks so good, and she's just like, who are we to say anything about what's happening in her personal life? I don't know. I don't care, because that doesn't involve me. And then also, who are we to call her a poser? That is the least alt thing ever. You can't be alt and then be like, poser. The only time any alt person is a poser is if they're conservative, like misogynistic, racist, or homophobic. Like, that's the only time they're a poser. The rest of the time, who are you to say? You can't be like, oh, she started being alternative when in 2020, and so now, like, she's just following a trend. She's not really alt. And it's like, okay, be quiet. Because, and I saw a comment that really just, it was good. It's like, what, so we all just come out of the womb looking alt? No, this is a style that people cultivate and they go into, and you know what, sometimes it is a phase. And that's another thing, there is nothing wrong with phases. You know what has phases? The moon. You know how cool the moon is? And you know what, sometimes the moon, it circles back to its phases. I mean, all the time. And like, we all love all the phases of the moon. Some of us have a favorite phase, but that is okay, because the phases of the moon is what makes the moon. And so, like, and how are we supposed to experience anything and grow as a person if we don't have phases? Phases are good, phases are natural, phases are valid. And just because it was a phase doesn't make it any less valid or cool or anything. So, like, just let's get over it's just a phase thing, or like invalidating people because you think it's a phase. Maybe it isn't a phase though, and it doesn't matter. That's the thing, it does not matter. Just because she started being alternative in 2020, hey, guess how many years it's been since 2020? I know it feels like it still is 2020 sometimes, but it was in fact 4 years ago. And 4 years being alt is a long time. And also she's like in her early 20s. What? She just moved out. She got to finally express herself and experience herself, I guess. That's a weird way to put it. But I'm just like, we know nothing about other people. So why don't we just shut up and stop yapping? And I mean, I love a yap and I love a hate. I love to be a hater, but not on the innocents. We don't hate on innocent people, okay? And we can't hate on personal lives because we simply don't know what's happening. So everybody, shh. I hate haters, and it's so crazy because how are you going to be alternative and just turn around and be a hater? Because let's be honest, guys, as much as I love it and as much as it is, I believe that alternative aesthetics are the coolest thing in this planet Earth. To the majority, to the normies, you know, as they say, it's cringe. It's cringe. So you know what is, but they don't know what they're talking about. Normies, whatever. Like, so you're cringe. And you know what's even more cringe? To cringe at someone who's just like you, who's done nothing wrong. So, like, hating on people in your community, and this goes for everything, aka, and I'm talking specifically to you gays who hate on, whatever, like, trans people. I'm talking to you guys now, too. It is not cool, and I'm also talking to the few trans people who hate on non-binary people. Just any of the things that are not binary, that are not all the identities that have not become as normalized as the first 4 of the acronym. And it's just that hating on the rest of the community will not make straight people and normie people, like, it won't make them like you. So why don't we love each other and support each other? Because that's what this community is supposed to be. That's what all communities are supposed to be. So, yeah. That was my little rant. It's now 8:40 p.m. and the rest of the day I watched Percy Jackson, I had some ice cream, and then I went skating. And now I'm going to watch YouTube. It's like scary. I feel like I'm I feel like I should be on a computer screen in a early 2000s horror film. And I'm like, what's that behind you? I made it all the way to 8 p.m. without being bored. That is a huge... This has got to be one of the best days I've had all month, which is kind of crazy because I did nothing, but I got to call one of my friends for a little bit. I saw she was on Discord. I just hopped on and I was like, hey, girlie. It's nice to talk to someone. You know, some may say I'm going a little bit stir crazy. Others may say that I'm just craving stir fry. I don't know. I'd say maybe both. The world kind of stinks, and I'm turning 18 in a couple weeks, and that's what I'm getting. My present is hopefully because I want to be old and live forever. Not really, I don't want to live forever, but because I want to be old, this is what I'm adopting for the next 80 years. A stinky world that happens to get stinkier, but hopefully it won't get stinkier. 18 to death resolution. Let's not stink it up, guys.
It's typical.
Thank you for attending this vlog. I ended up staying a lot later than I usually do. Today was not an average day. It was kind of fun. It's 12:53 a.m. and it's time for me to go to sleep. It's an hour past my bedtime.